It's Doc's world, it's Prop's world, it's party time with debate amongst friends. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, I did it. How you feeling about that? It's debate amongst friends. It's Friday. We made it. Doc Leesner, the podcasting beast of the East. That's right. And the Professor John Gotti, the King of Anji, the Troll Master, the Data Analyzing Ninja, the Conqueror, the Terminator. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Hard Time Cleaner.
Best podcasting machine. Doc, we're always trying to keep low. Doc L.E. Diller, you scumbag. How are you doing today?
Man, it's Friday night. Now, I feel great, man.
I could tell.
Way better than this guy right here behind me who had the Seahawks land.
That's an experience that he could talk about for the rest of his life, honestly.
True. Yeah, that's true. Maybe he'll get a picture or something with the bird, in the future. Maybe he'll become unofficial.
The commentary was like, man, get that guy a season pass.
Right. Because obviously the bird saw something in him. Clearly, the bird saw something in him. But anyway, how are you doing, sir?
Man, we had a really interesting night of football that I can't wait to talk about. I know we're gonna talk about the NBA news until we get more information, but like that's still kind of in my head still, but just drama in the association. But yeah, man, I'm doing pretty good, brother.
Yeah, that drama in the association, we're gonna hold off on that one at least for a week. I want to see all the information because something not adding up, and this is one of those situations where 2 + 2 = 99, and we're trying to figure out like how they skip 4. How they skip from 4 to 99. And we're talking about thousands and practically millions of dollars just being kind of floated around and no real answers. So we're gonna hold off on that one for now.
Yeah.
But we did have Thursday night football there, Johnny.
We did.
In which I was close with the score, man. I think I said 21-17.
26-17.
Yeah, I was pretty close. Obviously, I chose the wrong squad. But
what did I say before I gave my predictions yesterday? Did I not say NFC West is going to NFC West?
Yeah, and it was a good game, though. I mean, the quarterbacks both kind of struggled. I think Russell was having an okay game. He was getting his little escape artist on, and then it just so happened that he hurt his finger.
It was back-to-back interceptions and drives.
Right. And I agree. And that's the thing about it. It's like they put up a little stat where it was like Russell Wilson was like, I don't know, 11-1 or something crazy like that. And I was like, dang, I picked the right horse this time.
They put another stat up too. They wear those jerseys, they're 7-0 at home.
It's probably one of the same. That's the thing. It's like, here you got Russell out here running for his life. And then obviously he hurts his hand. But I mean, shout out to Matthew Stafford coming back, because at first they were struggling. It was 7-3, and then it was that horrible shank of a field goal to end the half.
Yes.
I mean, special teams. Then we got the punt block. Like, what the bleep was going on?
What part of NFC West is going to NFC West? Like, and Doc laughs when I say this, folks, but he doesn't realize how much truth that statement has.
No, fact.
Because I've learned something new last night, folks. Apparently, as long as you're behind the line of scrimmage, you can kick a punt again. Didn't know that.
Yeah, that as I saw the flag, and I think after that I turned it off because I was like, this game is crazy, man. I can't because I know I'm gonna wind up yelling and waking up my wife. I was like, you know what, I can't do this.
Shout outs to
So
wife, by
yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna stop what I'm doing, and yeah,
the
I'm just try to go to sleep. But yeah, no, it was an excellent defensive game. Actually, my ladies were watching it, and I could tell that they were picking up some things. They were like, "Oh, look at the Rams! Like that quarterback is kind of slapping the butt of the center when they want to snap it." And I was like, "She's, oh my god, we could do that." And I was like, "Man, we could do a lot of things." Right? So it's like it was a great game because it was like everything that we do offensively, both of these teams were doing offensively and defensively. It was like a lot of motions. There was a lot of contained defenses. Defensive containment last night was superb. I mean, they
Absolutely.
were setting the heck out of some edges. Jamal Adams on one play really, I mean, he set the edge, but then Cooper Cup came around and really just pushed him out a little bit. And I was like, man, that guy don't deserve no cash. That's exactly what I thought when I saw it. I was like, this is your guy? This this guy right here? This is your man? Oh my God, get him out of here. But Rams were able to pull it away. Obviously, Russell Wilson goes down. Geno Smith, who again forgot all about Geno, but he's a serviceable backup. He's a really,
He
really good
is.
backup. 10 for 17, 131, one touchdown, one pick,
That
three
pick was
carries,
very, very
23
important.
yards. It was. It was. But for a guy who hasn't played in a while and to have to come in and go against one of the league's top defenses, um, I mean, they're top 10 in points allowed at least.
There we go.
Yeah, points allowed at least. He did a pretty good job coming in and trying to lead them to victory. I will say I saw the strike that he threw to DK Metcalf in the end zone on the left, and I was like, man, I know again, Jet fans are probably looking like, what the bleep? We let Gino go for nothing.
I mean,
um,
it wasn't the Jets
hindsight.
fans' fault. It was the Jets front office fault.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny because we talked about obviously teams like the Jets letting people go. We talked about the Dolphins who also let another wide receiver go this week, trading
Yep.
Gant to the. I can't remember where he traded him to, but okay, I guess it doesn't matter. The Dolphins traded him, and so it doesn't even matter. It's like, and that means he's going to go and do well wherever they sent him. But I know that the Dolphins needed him. But when you look at this team,
It was to the
right, the
Bears.
Seahawks to the Bears,
Yeah.
so when you look at this team and you have Russell Wilson going down and you have Gino coming in, and I know Seahawk fans were like, oh boy, here we go, right? But I feel like if Russell misses time, not saying that Gino by far is going to take Russell Wilson's job,
No.
but I think Gino can still get them W's if Russell has to miss time. And you got to keep in mind they were also without Carson, which we found out before the
Chris
game, of
Carson. Yep.
course. Yeah, so I'm curious to see how the rest of this season plays out.
I think it's still early in the season that
Hmm.
Russell Wilson should at least take a week or two to, because
Agreed,
this is a marathon, not a sprint.
definitely.
And it's like the strangest part, by the way, both finger injuries to both Matthew Stafford and Russell Wilson happened again in back to back drives. So we had
Yeah,
2 picks in back to back drives, and then we
two
had two
injuries.
injuries in back to back drives.
Mm, 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 mm. Phenomenon. On the same day that this particular bird lands on this guy's head, right?
Yes, yes. And the
This
Seahawks team bird escaped into the crowd and landed
mm,
on some lucky air quotes, fan's head.
Boy, I would have put my arm out so quick. Like, oh my God, not on my head. Not on my locks, right? Not on my
Yes.
locks.
Actually, it was worse if it was on your locks, actually.
Exactly. Exactly. But no, that's awesome. That he had that experience. It was a good game. Nonetheless, the Rams win 26-17 on the arm of Matthew Stafford, 25 for 37, 365 yards, one touchdown, one pick, and some good running from Daryl Henderson, 17 carries, 82 yards,
Yeah,
one
I would
touchdown.
say he had some great runs. Deshaun
Hmm.
Jackson had
Oh,
one
Djax.
reception, but man, what a
That was
reception
huge.
though! What
Yeah,
a
it was
reception
huge.
though!
Big time, big time. And I was sitting there
And
like, man,
and big shout outs to Robert Woods,
oh
who
yeah,
had himself a pretty monster game. I know
oh
everyone talk
yeah.
about Cooper Cup, and
Hmm.
Cooper Cup is that dude, but this is Thursday night football, so someone else had to step up.
It's like Robert running through the woods. Oh
Mhm.
my goodness, 12 catches, 150 yards. He was just carving up the defense, shredding the defense like trees and making paper. It was such a ridiculous sight, Johnny. But shout out to, yeah, that catch from Deshaun Jackson. I was hoping that the ladies took close eye and close watch on that because I was like, now that's how you find the ball, number one. Number two, and get up the field. But Deshaun Jackson is a veteran. Clearly, that one catch was the big catch that kind of set them up to score. So definitely shout out to them.
Mhm.
But
And despite
we
all
got
that, I
some
mean, the receivers for the Seahawks, they all got catches. Like it
true,
wasn't just a one or two person show. Like it was spread out pretty far.
true, true.
But as
But
Doc mentioned, the Rams are currently up top the Murders Row,
Murders
aka
Row.
the NFC
Well,
West.
not all the way up, but they are sticking. I guess they will move up to second
Yeah, they're up to
because
second,
yeah, the Cardinals are still undefeated. So
technically
uh,
by due to the head to head. Yes.
exactly. But we also had a quick extension before we get to the QB rating. We got a quick extension. Defensive lineman John Franklin Myers agrees to a $55 million extension with $30.2 million guaranteed. Now, this other thing popped up, and I don't know. I don't want to keep talking about the Jets, but this other thing popped up on my screen from the Jets. And I didn't even hear about this one. And maybe it was one of them situations that happened in September and we just missed it. But their linebacker BJ Goodson retired after the game, playing. I think when they played the Patriots, he played in. I think it was 7 to 8 plays. He had just signed $2.1 million contract, and he played for eight plays. I think he played special teams, and he retired the next day. And I was just like, yikes, what is up with these Giants and Jets players retiring after like practices and games? Like that's so crazy to me, but it is what it is,
It
right?
is what it is.
But we got John Franklin getting the bag. Hopefully he doesn't retire. That's all I can say
I mean, he's
about
not
that.
gonna get
But
that full bag if he retires right now.
this is true. This is true. But let's go through this quarterback index real quick. Top quarterbacks. Let me know. We got some movement, Johnny. We got some movement.
Yep.
Number one coming up from number 8.
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. Clap, 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 clap. Now, obviously, we see that, Tom Brady no longer number one after I posed the question of, hey, is Tom number one because of his age or because of his performance? But here we are against the Rams. Kyler Murray did dominate, right, last week. So here we are. We got him moving up to number one, Johnny. 1273, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 0 fumbles, sir.
Yeah, it looks like the this index list is finally starting to even out properly.
Hmm. Maybe they just needed to warm up. Maybe
Like
they
a
needed to warm up.
car in a cold
A
winter's
old,
morning back in New
a
Jersey.
old car, an old car. Because new cars, they say you're not supposed to warm them up. Dak Prescott
Yeah.
staying at number 2, 1,066 yards, 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 4 fumbles. Obviously, played against a good Carolina Panthers defense, but they were able to get the points on the board. So shout out to Dak staying at number 2. I think that's well deserved.
I think so.
Number 3, Patrick Head and Shoulders Mahomes.
I'm gonna be controversial.
Uh-oh.
I think he should be number 3.
You think he shouldn't?
No,
Who who do you think should be number 3?
I think he should be number 5, and 4 and 5 should be moved up a slot.
I'll agree. I can agree. And just to make sure people know, Tom Brady number 4, Justin Herbert number 5. I agree. I think what we saw from Justin Herbert, um, I think was amazing. Obviously, Tom didn't have the great game against New England, but he's still managing very well. 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's got 23 rushing yards. It's probably a career high right now for this time of the season. And 2 fumbles. But Justin Herbert's playing amazing right now, and I think again, as I said for the Monday night game, his maturation is happening. Patrick Mahomes, he's just doing what Patrick Mahomes does. It's still early.
Yeah.
I believe that he'll be
Well,
fine,
and the
but
thing is, like, what happened on Sunday was more like backyard football plays happening.
mhm,
So it's really hard for me to give him that nod for number 3. I understand why. Like,
right.
I can't disagree why. I just think he's number 5 on this list.
Nah, I get what you're saying. So I guess we just went over 4 and 5. We got number 6, Lamar Jackson, moving up 2 slots um, from 8. I mean, I don't know. Lamar and the Ravens kind of stay in this particular realm right here, like that 5, 6 range. I have to see who 7, 8, 9, and 10 are to really understand,
Mm-hmm.
if he should be here. But let's look at number 7, Derek Carr dropping 4 slots. It was a bad
It was a bad game.
game.
It was a bad game.
Uh,
The offense got shut out for 3 of the 4 quarters.
mhm,
Like, you can't have that bad of a game and expect to be in the top 5. Period.
exactly. So his ranking would be fine. Number 8, Matthew Stafford. Is this well, I mean, I don't know if this. Let me go
This is
back up.
no, this isn't including
I'm
Thursday's
about
game.
to say this
No.
can't be including Thursday's game. This was on October 6th. So okay, so that's fair. His game previously wasn't good. It was, it wasn't good. So
He had a bad
yeah,
game. It was the
yeah,
bad game that we expected him to have.
makes sense.
So that
So
makes
we're
sense.
fine with that. We're fine with that. Number 9, Russell Wilson, obviously played pretty good against the 49ers. We'll have to see how this last game affects him, if they'll drop him due to injury.
They might
Um,
drop him due to injury.
so we'll have to see. And of course, Geno Smith will be added to the list. I'm curious to see how that goes. And then number 10, Aaron Rodgers.
I can't agree with him at number 10.
Yeah, I
I
don't know. I
understand
thought he
why
had,
because
did
of
he
the
have 4
amount of yards that he
touchdowns?
had. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, 4 touchdowns.
But I think they have him down here because of the amount of yards he has. But
That's
don't
crazy.
that shouldn't be a slide on him because the running attack is working so well.
Right. And then number 11, I got Josh Allen being number 11. I
Yeah, the
think
fact that
is,
he's outside, he's having an MVP caliber season right now.
yeah, yeah. So I'm not 100% sure. I think that it's kind of crazy.
I know,
Shout out to Daniel Jones and Joe Burrows being 14 and 15. Um, Baker Mayfield dropping, Sam
but
Darnold
he's hurt.
17.
So I
Yeah.
mean,
So I mean, it's some interesting people. I'm curious to see if anybody rises up. But again, what Daniel Jones is doing is amazing to me, at least. And Joe Burrows is showing why he was the number 1 overall pick. So I'm pretty excited about that as
exactly.
well. But I think, it's time for us to go over, these picks really quickly. Johnny, maybe we don't cover them all. Maybe we do. Let's take a look here. Let's see. What do we got? We got, oh, God. New York Jets versus the Falcons.
in
Ugh.
London.
In London, which I think the Falcons are missing several receivers. I'm gonna go with the Jets,
I'm
sir.
gonna go with the Jets.
Yeah. We got Detroit versus Minnesota. 0-4, 1-3. Yikes.
0-5 for the Lions. I'm
Oh
picking the
and
Vikings.
5. Yikes. I'm going to agree with you. Minnesota gets it done. The New Orleans Saints versus the Washington football team. These are traps. Traps, sir. Traps. Um, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna go
go.
with Heineken.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna go. So far, three, yeah, we're 3 for 3 here. I was thinking Heineken as well, more or less because of the football team's defense.
Yep.
I think they're gonna come to life. Next
I feel
game we
like
got
we're gonna
New.
have old Jameis sliding in this game.
Ooh, okay. Next we have the New England Patriots going to
Patriots.
Texan. Oh, okay, yeah, they're looking pretty rough. Miami in Tampa. I'm gonna go with Tampa. I'm
Yeah,
terrified.
I'm going with
Trust me,
Tampa as well.
I am
Dolphins
terrified.
have lost a lot of
Yeah,
steps. Not even a step. They lost a
I
lot of
agree.
steps. They dropped 3 straight games.
Agreed. Agreed. Green Bay headed to Cincinnati. Ooh, 3-1. I didn't even know Cincinnati was 3-1, but shout out
Because
to
no one
them.
talks about them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I said Joe Burrows is playing really well.
I'm still going to
But
run it with Aaron Rodgers,
agreed. This
but
is
I
another
expect this
trap
to be a close.
because
I expect this to be a close game.
you know what? I'm going to go on a limb and
You're
pick
going to go with the
Cincinnati.
Bengals? Okay.
I am. I know we talked about their defense. I'm going to choose Cincinnati and see what happens.
He
Hopefully, you
he, he moved over to Cincinnati.
know.
He moved over to
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
Next, we got the Broncos without possibly Teddy B, right? And the Steelers, who have already said they're not benching Big Ben no matter what happens.
Broncos.
I'm actually going to pick the Steelers. I think Drew Lock. I can't trust Drew Lock. If
I don't trust Drew
Bridgewater,
Lock, but I trust that defense.
yeah, if Bridgewater's not playing, I can't go with. I can't go with
Drew Lock, just do this: snap the ball,
and
hand it
hand
off.
it off.
That's
Here
it.
we go. We got the Eagles versus the Panthers in Carolina.
It's
Newly
a comeback game for the Panthers. I'm going with the Panthers.
Panthers indeed. Tennessee headed to Jacksonville, after Lapgate. I don't want to pick Tennessee and then freaking find out that they're missing their big weapons again either. But Jacksonville is just such in disarray. It's
Yeah, I'm
so hard to
picking
pick them.
Tennessee,
We're
even
gonna go
with
with
the missing receivers. Like the fact that the Jets, had to go to overtime against these Titans team with King Henry still having the game that he had.
oh,
Like I'm
Henry.
still picking
Big
the
facts.
Titans.
Um, Very interesting game, maybe potentially game of the week, which a lot of people might sleep on. Cleveland versus the Chargers.
I'm going with go Chargers go.
Chargers go. Yeah. Apparently OBJ's been hurt forever. Baker Mayfield might potentially hurt non-throwing shoulder.
Yep.
Justin
If
Herbert's playing amazing.
if the offensive line for the Chargers, keep Justin Herbert up for so long, like it's gonna be a really long afternoon for the Cleveland defense.
Big facts. We have the Chicago Bears versus the Las Vegas Raiders.
Raiders getting that win back.
I'm gonna pick Chicago.
That's fair.
I think Chicago figures it out. They had a hard time with Bosa. I think they're going to have a hard time with Mac. They might try to follow that same plan, but we'll see what happens here. We got San Francisco going to Arizona. Arizona should remain undefeated.
I'm
Well,
gonna go with the Niners.
yeah, I'm going to go with Arizona, but it's going to be a good competitive game.
It is.
Um,
Well, either it's
I
going to be a competitive game or the Cardinals are going to absolutely blow them out.
agreed.
There is no other way.
Right. Next, we got Dem Boys
Yeah,
hosting the New York Football Giants.
let's not act like this is
You don't think Daniel
good.
Jones? You don't think the Clapper?
This is going to be at least a two-score game. A two-score game. Two-score game.
Gotcha.
I'm picking the
Going with them
Cowboys.
boys. Okay, yeah. I really want the Giants to win, but I think the Cowboys are. Oh, yeah, all right. They
No,
got too
the
much
Cowboys
firepower.
we have way too many weapons. on offense. Stop it.
Another game of the week, potential game here. The Buffalo Bills going to
And in fact,
Kansas
don't be
City.
surprised if Dak Prescott throws for 400 yards.
Whew, yikes. Disrespect. But true. Buffalo, Kansas City. I don't think Buffalo obviously is going to blow out Kansas City.
No,
No, that's not going to happen.
but I'm picking the
Um,
Buffalo Bills though.
I'm actually going to choose Kansas City. I think this is going to be their first real test. I think Mahomes is going to, I believe he's going to take over and really dominate.
That's fair. I'm sticking with Josh Allen.
And then we hold off
And
on the Monday night.
And we hold off on Monday. But before we do that, though, we also have a fight happening on Saturday night.
Yes, we do.
And we do need to do a prediction. We have Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury running it back for the third time. Doc, who you got?
Let's make sure. So Wilder won the first one, right?
No, it was
a draw.
It was a draw, first one.
And then Fury came back and won the second one.
Yep.
Wilder.
And it became even worse because Anthony Joshua was supposed to face the winner of these two, but then he lost his match.
Right. That's when he lost to Ruiz.
Yes.
Previously. Okay.
No. Not Ruiz. It was someone else.
The one recently.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm gonna go ahead and choose Wilder. I feel like this time in between their last fight and right now, obviously they both got older, but I feel like Wilder has probably been in the gym actually training to be a boxer and not just a one hit wonder. Like this is the quietest I've ever heard of him. I mean, I heard nothing from him at all. I forgot all about this fight, honestly. So I really feel like this might be that moment where Deontay Wilder takes a step forward. He doesn't come out in no heavy Triple H gear, and he just goes out there and he wins the fight.
Yes. I am sticking with the Gypsies King. I want to pick Wilder. I picked Wilder for the first two matches.
Sure.
I feel like Fury just had better stamina to go 10 rounds with him.
No, facts.
I'm gonna stick with Fury for this one.
Makes sense. But we'll have to see. But I know you heard this podcast on your favorite podcast platform. But if you didn't, you can always go to our website at www.waynesworld. Just kidding. www.debateamongstfriends.com to listen to this episode as well as all of the previous. Be sure to tune in next week on Monday as we come back and we deliver the news, the analysis, and the reads.
And who knows? We may even be at 10K on Monday.
10K.